Now, the court rejected the challenge to Mifepristone on standing. But what does this mean for other states that might want to issue their own challenges? Are there laws or are there cases on the books where we could see this issue come up again and again and again?
Well, I will say there is one still pending Supreme Court case on the issue of abortion in terms of a conflict between federal law and Idaho law on the question of stabilizing a patient who presents themselves at a hospital. So that decision is going to be coming in the next few weeks. And in terms of this specific issue and the abortion pill, you could see a group of physicians filing a new lawsuit against this pill following the directive of today's opinion. Today's opinion said you didn't have declarations from doctors that said A, B, or C. You should have had those kinds of declarations suggesting how these doctors would be impacted by the use of this medication, how a patient could present themselves at an ER, and how a doctor could have to treat somebody for something that is against their religious beliefs. That wasn't present in today's lawsuit, but you can bet in the next one, the lawyers will pay attention and follow the dictates of today's opinion.
I was just about to ask, was that providing instructions for the next round of litigation?
It was a roadmap. It was a clear roadmap of assuming this majority stays the majority of what the Supreme Court would look for to give standing and recognize a challenge on this basis.
So, Jeff, what I'm hearing is despite today's unanimous decision regarding Mifepristone, the matter of Mifepristone access is not quite settled.
Absolutely not. The people who are on the side of reproductive rights can breathe a sigh of relief that temporarily, for a few months or perhaps a year or more, the Supreme Court is not going to do anything to block access to this abortion medication. But this challenge will come back to the Supreme Court eventually.
Ooh, what else should we expect from this Supreme Court when it comes to abortion access? Are you watching anything else here?
Well, I am looking out for that later decision involving the Idaho law and the federal law in terms of the conflict between a physician's duty to stabilize a patient when they come into an ER and Idaho's law criminalizing people who perform abortions. There is that conflict. I'll be interested to see how the Supreme Court resolves that. And in addition to that, I would look for more cases like this to be filed specifically in Texas, where they have friendly judges to this kind of case, uh, following the dictates of today's decision and putting down more specific causation of how this pill and this medication impacts doctors who are plaintiffs in this case.
Any other final words for us on this very important matter?
No, I would just say that today the Supreme Court really did nothing. It's the status quo, and a decision will be made another day on the merits of whether or not this abortion pill will continue to be accessible.